Hank Williams Jr. once sang a song. He said he had funny little weeds growing up around his shack. Well, I don't think this is what he was talking about. We got some funny little controversial weeds growing around our ranch. It's called Polk Salad. Polk Salad, Polk Salet, or Polk Greens. Is it poisonous? Yes, no. There's a lot of controversy around this little plant. I've been eating it all my life, and all my ancestors have been eating it for all their lives. Is it true it's poisonous? Yes and no. It's tender like this. You harvest these tender leaves and makes a really good greens for you. Put it in a skillet and fry it up after you boil it. A lot of controversy around this little plant, and it's true on both sides of the spectrum. You let it get too big, yes, it's poisonous. Can you eat it? Yes, you can. You can. Some people say boil it 3 times. Some people say boil it 2 times. And some people say boil it 1 time. My perspective is I boil it twice. That way I know that me and my family's safe. I don't take any chances. There's some of the delicious recipes go with this. It's like a wild spinach. It's got a real technical name, but I don't use that name. I can't even really say it. But this is Polk Salad, Polk Salad, or Polk Greens, whichever one you prefer to use. For whatever term you want to use, that's what it is. It's delicious. It grows, as you can see. We've had some nose work done here last year. It grows about anywhere. These are getting too big. I'm going to harvest these today. You can take these stalks and you can take and peel them and get that translucent skin off of it, and you can fry it up. If you like fried okra, then you'll like fried Polk salad stalks. I usually take and peel it back like this, and I get that translucent skin off of it until it looks like that. But all that's going to be later on in the video, and we're going to get to that later on. So right now I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to harvest this Polk Salad, Polk Salet, or Polk Greens. I prefer to call it Polk Greens and Polk Salad. Woo. All right. Not a bad haul for a little 5-minute, 10-minute job. So we got some big stalks. We got some tender stalks. We're going to talk about that a little bit later back at the kitchen. So can you can this stuff? You betcha you can can it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this back. We're going to clean it off the stalks. Wash these leaves really good. I wash them about 4 times to get all the bugs, everything out of it. So I got probably I probably got about 5 quarts in here. That'll be pretty good this winter time. When it snows on the ground, you want some good greens. All right, we're back at the house with our Polk Greens, Polk Salad, Polk Salet, or Salad. As you can see, these are stalks from the other day where I cleaned that Polk Salad the other day. So These are still trying to put on little leaves, but we got fresh stalks, so I'll probably just discard these. What I'm going to do is, I've got a bucket I bring out here, and I just tear all the leaves off, put them in a bucket, put the stalks to the side, and then I'll take the leaves, the greens inside, and I'll wash them about 4 times and get them ready to cook, get them ready to can. So let me get back to cleaning this, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we got a 3-gallon bucket full of Polk Greens. I've been taking off the stalk. We got a good fair amount of stalks that we can peel and fry up. Now, I was saying out there when I was harvesting it, you gotta get this translucent skin off of it. Peel it back. It's kind of tedious, but by doggies, it's well worth it. Be real careful. And peel it back till it looks like this. It's real tender. I mean, real tender. It's almost like a cucumber, really. So just peel it back. I went too deep on that one, as you can see, but that's okay. I can still. I tell you what, I'm going to try this time. I'm going to roll this. I'm going to roll some of them in just like a flour and cornmeal batter, and I'm going to fry them up kind of lengthwise and see how they taste. Because I know if you cut them up like that, boy, it's good. It's just like okra. I put a cup of all-purpose flour and 1/4 a cup of cornmeal, yellow cornmeal, salt and pepper to taste, and a little season that I blend here on the ranch, and man, it's delicious. It really is. So we got all this cleaned. Next comes washing it, and we're gonna take it in the kitchen and we're gonna wash it real good. Now, like I said, this is a very controversial little plant here in the Ozarks and all over the southern parts of the states. We live here in the Ozark Mountains, here on the ranch, and I've eaten this all my life. My grandma, great-grandma, great-great-grandma, on both sides of my family, they lived a long, healthy life, grandma and grandpa's. So I grew up eating it. When I was a kid, didn't really care too much for it, because all my buddies, my friends, they're all like, "Ooh, Polk salad, that stuff's poison." It ain't poison unless you don't do it right. But so is smoking. Smoking's poison, bad for you too. So is a lot of the other things. But I grew up eating stalks and Polk salad, Polk greens, whatever they are. I grew up eating them, and I'm going to continue to eat them till the day I croak over. But I'm going to take these in the house. We're going to wash them. We're going to the greens. We're going to get them ready to can. And I'll talk to you more in the kitchen. Okay, we're back in the house, and we're going to wash these greens. We're going to wash them real good in the sink. I wash mine about 4 times because bugs get on them. It's a wild plant. It's a wild plant out there in the wild. Bugs are going to get on them. This is natural greens. They're all organic. They've not had any kind of spray, insecticide, or fertilizer, or anything. So it's all natural. It's organic. It's just as wild can be here in the Ozark Mountains and all over a lot of southern states, as long as you're not in the city, so or suburbs. But I soak them real good. And I wash them real good. I wash them. Some people say wash and some say wash, but I'm keep on washing these, washing them real good. I'll transfer them over here to my other sink. I'm gonna put some more greens in here. I probably got about 5 quarts when it's all said and done. Here's some I canned the other day. You kind of got everybody talking about it. They didn't know you could can it. Some people didn't. Some people says you can't eat it. Some people said it's poison. You can freeze it. You can can it. Whatever suits your fancy, you can do it. I prefer to can it because it's wintertime. Whenever you want some good greens, some good natural organic greens, you go with pinto beans and cornbread or whatever. You can make a sog out of this. We make a vegan sog. It's butternut squash. Instead of using chicken, we chop up the butternut squash and we sear it real good. And then we use the greens, the natural greens, like these Polk Greens, to make the sog. It's just as good. People like turnip greens. They like spinach. They like wild spinach. This is the same thing right here, as long as you do it right and you don't. There are people out there that eat Tide Pods, so you have to use your head and your common sense just a little bit. Follow your cooking instruction. Make sure that you're not going to poison your family. I mean, good Lord have mercy. Don't go out there and get a plant that's 10 foot tall and start harvesting the leaves off of it, because it's going to be toxic. Don't use the roots because it's toxic. Use the young, tender leaves. We'll have about 10, maybe 10, 11 quarts whenever I'm done. And that'll go real good this winter. We can make a Polk Salad. We can have just Polk greens with pinto beans and pork chop. We harvest wild hogs here on the ranch. They're a nuisance, but they're also delicious. So those wild hogs are organic as well. So I render the fat down to make wild hog lard, and it's organic, so we use that in our cooking as well. I'm gonna get a little bit later on. I'll give you one of my recipes that we use here at the ranch. It's called Not Your Mama's Polk Salad. So it's pretty good. It's an all-time favorite around here. So I'm going to get back to washing these, and I'll see you a little bit later in the video. Okay, I've got my pots ready. My Polk greens are soaked. Now it's time to cook them. So put me some in my pots. I'm not a YouTube star or professional, so you're gonna see me make a mess. Don't worry, I clean it up. I don't make my wife do it. I do it myself when I make the mess. So now that we have the greens in our pots, we're going to boil these, and then we're going to drain them. We'll boil them, drain them, rinse them, and boil them again. Why do I do it? Because I want my family to enjoy good, healthy food, and not be poisoned. So I'm not taking any chances. We're going to take and boil them twice, and then we'll can them. So that way, after you can them, you cook them again whenever you open them up, and so it's three times that you've actually cooked it. So we're gonna fill these pots up. I'm using hot water out of the tap. Now, we don't drink water out of the tap. We live here on the ranch in the Ozarks, and we go to a natural spring and get our water. We went to Walmart. We bought us a water dispenser, and we bought some water jugs, and over the period of time we built up to like 20 water jugs. So what we do, after each time they get empty, we put them aside, then we go down to the spring when all of them are empty, and then we fill them all up. It's 20 of the 5-gallon water jugs, and we put them in a dispenser, and we can get hot water, cold water, whatever. It's pure Ozark natural spring water. It's been tested by several different agencies, and some of the purest water around here in this area. Truth being known, it probably could be bottled and sold, and whoever owned the spring would be a lot of money. But we go down and get it, and we cook with this water. Look at there. See? That's good. That's another one of them things that falls off in the trees. But it's good to really have good natural drinking water. So here we go. We're going to put them on the stove. I'm going to boil these. I'm going to put them on high and get them going. The other day I got them on high and I forgot about them. And I boiled it all over the stove and I made a mess. So pay attention. Pay attention to what you're doing. And with this video and this for people, I hope to God I don't get too sidetracked. Okay, so now we got the pots going. We'll work on a few more stalks and peel these and wash them. I wash the stalks real good too. I'm going to give you a little heads up. These favorware, pretty much just toss them when you're doing these. These are good for potatoes and sweet potatoes and other stuff, but stalks, it ain't worth a flip. So get your pocket knife out or your kitchen knife and peel them. So I'm going to get back to peeling and keep my eyes on those pans, those pots as they boil, and we'll do a little quick video of me peeling these. We'll have it fast forward so you can see it. So anyway, I'll be back with you later. Okay, so while the greens been boiling, I've been peeling stalks. It's a very tedious job, but anyway, we cooked both pots, and they cooked down enough that I just put it in one pot. Now I don't have to have two pots going. So now what I need to do is get my canner going. This canner is my mother's. I borrowed it from her. My mother is a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's taught me everything that I know about cooking, sewing, being a good husband. So anyway, I've got 2 quarts of water in here, so we'll just take 2 quarts of water. We'll turn it on, get it heated up, because it's got to be as hot. This is my instruction from my mom. It has to be as hot as the liquid that's in your jars, or else your jars will burst, is what my mother's told me. So you can't have cold water in there or in your jars, either one. So, all right, we got 2 quarts of water in here, and I gotta get my lids going. I don't know how many I'm gonna need. I'm pretty sure we'll have about 5 quarts of Polk Greens to can. So that's 4, 5. We'll go ahead and do 6 just in case. And we have extras. Water on. And start boiling the lids. Now, what I'm going to be doing next is filling these jars. The greens have cooked twice. This will be the 3rd time. I'll strain it, and then we'll put them in the jars. So until everything gets ready, I'm going to continue to peel stalks, and I have to put my eyes on to do it. So I'm not a professional canner. My mother is. My mother is an angel that walks here on this earth, and she has loved me through my rough and rowdy days. I'm very blessed to still have my mother with me, and I give all the credit that of the person that I am today to my mom and dad and the good Lord above. I ain't been perfect, but I ain't been in prison yet, so. But anyway, okay. So, I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to let those greens cook one more time, let that canner water get up to the same temperature as we're going to have, as the jars are going to be, the liquid in the jars. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same water that I've cooked this in to put in the jar. Well, your vitamins and nutrients and flavors are still in there. So, okay, we've cooked the Polk greens 3 times. This is the 3rd time. What I'm about to do is I'm going to take the greens from here, put them in the jars. Then I'll take the liquid that we boiled them in and put it into the jars. I've got my lids boiling. My mom tells me to do it 10 minutes before you put them on the jars, so I did it, Mom, just like you said. So anyway, here we go. We're going to start filling some jars. Now this is kind of tricky. You will burn yourself if you ain't careful. So let's turn this burner off and stuff in I'm not a professional. I don't really know that much about canning, but I know how to make it where it'll last me until the winter time whenever I'm hungry for it. Let's go a little bit more. Okay. A little 3/4. people say, oh, you boil it one time and that's good. Some people say boil it 3 times. I'm doing it how I want to do it. Y'all do it how you want to. I'm doing it how I want to. How I'm comfortable doing it. And like whenever I was tanning hides, everybody told me, oh, you got to do this and do that. Well, my method of tanning hides worked out real well. It served me real well for as long as I've done it. Now, I don't hardly do it anymore, but I got too much going on the ranch. I milk cows. I've got fences to mend and look after. I've got goats that I got to take care of. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here at the ranch. Leather and hides are my least concern anymore. Here we go. Looks like we got enough in here, maybe for two more jars. Boy, yeah, that's hot. Poke it down. And there we go. That's 4. Yep, looks like we might have just enough for the 5th. Probably should have went up there and got my welding gloves and put them on, but I didn't. Wouldn't be getting burnt, I guarantee you that. There we go. Get some of that water out of here. It's hot. That's real hot. So, a little more. There we go. I know that ain't right, and I'm sure a different one to comment, oh, don't put that up there. But it worked, as you can see. Be very careful with it. Make a little bit of a mess, but like I said, I'll clean it up. I'll make the mess, I'll clean it. Hey, all right. I don't have all the tools of the trade, but I'm getting it done. Okay, get the rest of these grains out of here and put in jar number 5. This Polk Greens will be really good this wintertime with one of them wild hog hams or wild hog bacon chopped up and put in there. I probably should have put this one in a pint, but I didn't. Alright, we got them filled. Now comes the lids. My mom has this little thing that has a magnet on it. And it works out real good. But, yeah, I don't have that. 3, 4, 5, 4. Here we go. Here's 5. Come on. Okay. Now, just put the rings on. Just a little resistance, not much. There we go. I got a little bit too much in both of them. There we go. That one. That one. Tip a little bit of water out. Okay. There. Okay, I don't put any salt or nothing in there. I'll put that in later whenever I'm cooking it to eat. Right now I'm just putting this in here to can. Just spacing them out just enough. And here we go. So, you wouldn't believe that thing went right on. The other day I fought it for at least 10 minutes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this up to high until we see steam coming out of here. And then I put the jiggler on. We're going to bring it to 10 psi. That's where we'll take and keep it for 30 minutes at 10 psi. That is all dependent upon where you live. Here in the Ozarks where we live, that's what my mother told me, the altitude that we need to do. So that's where we're going to go. All right, we're going to bring this up to temperature and up to psi, and then we'll check it. All right. Okay, so we started building pressure on our canner. I put the jiggler on there. Going to bring it up to 10 psi. Turn the burner down. Watch it for 30 minutes. Adjust your temperature as needed to keep it at a good 10 psi on your canner. So 30 minutes from now, we'll bleed it off, let it cool down, pull it out and see what we got with our Polk Greens. Okay, so 30, 35 minutes, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. We've kept it at 10 psi. Sometimes it got a little high and I had to do a little release of the pressure. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to let it cool down on its own. I've been peeling stalks. I've got this much done. I've got this much more to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bread that, like I said earlier, with 1 cup of flour and 1/4 cup of cornmeal, salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to bread it. I'm going to vacuum seal this. I don't know how. I really don't know how it's going to turn out at freezing it, because some people told me it's kind of mushy. I don't know. I'm going to vacuum seal it and we're going to check it out. Sometime in December, whenever it's cold and snows on the ground, and I want some fried stalks, I'll break it out and I'll give you an update on it. But we're going to let this. It's at right above 10 psi now, but it's going to come on down. Just going to let it just sit here and come down on its own. And then we'll bring the jars out and I'll give you the final thing, the final results of canning Polk Salad, Polk Greens, Polk Salet, however you say it. It's all full of poke stalk that you can eat, and it's very good. So, let's see in just a little bit, whenever this is bled down, I'll open the canner and hopefully, fingers crossed, that nothing burst in there. Sometimes your jars burst, sometimes they don't, which is a good deal. So anyway, I'm going to get back to peeling more stalks, and it's gonna be delicious. It really is. I'm gonna fry some stalks up tonight. What I'm gonna do is get my knife out here. Some of these, like this right here, I'm going to cut it just like this, and then like this, and I'm gonna bread it and fry it like kind of like French fries. You see that? Others I'll take and cut it up like okra, and we'll have fried poke stalks. So that's the timer. This is still bleeding down, and I'll see you whenever it bleeds down, and we'll show the final results. Okay, our cooker has bled all the way down. Take this off, there's no steam. We know that it's safe to open the cooker. Okay. Whew. Let's take them out and look at them. Boy, that's pretty. And 4 and 5. There we go. So okay, we got five of them. That makes 10 altogether. They're really, boy, it's pretty. Really hot too. As you can see, got some really pretty greens right there. Now we're going to let these sit and cool down, and the lid will seal, as you know, if you can. That's how it works, and then it's good for, I don't know, shelf life actually on this, but there we go. We got Polk Salad. That is from picking it, washing it, or cleaning it, picking it off the stalk. Let's start back over. That is from finding it, harvesting it, taking the leaves off the stalk, washing it, cooking it, and canning it. And there you go. Now, these stalks, I'm going to do another video on these so that people can do these, because I don't want to sound like a whoremonger or a fearmonger or whatever, but the government's talking about food shortage coming up, that they can already predict it. So this is free. All you gotta do is go out and pick it. It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. But look at this, it's 5 quarts. I got 5 quarts the other day. Actually, I got probably another 5 quarts out there where I picked this that I can harvest again. So that's something other that'd be good in the wintertime. You don't have to go to town and buy it. Fry these up like okra. You don't have to worry about buying okra from the store or from the farmer's market. It's free. It's out there. Get out there, enjoy it, do your homework, find out what is edible on your place or in the woods, and enjoy it. It's natural, it's healthy, it's organic. There's no insecticides or nothing. This is 100% organic greens. And all the controversy around this little poke salad, poke stalk, you do it how you feel that you need to. If you're scared of it, don't do it. Don't use it. Don't even think about it. But if you follow the instructions, you'll have some really good eating later on. So happy canning, and enjoy. Get out there and enjoy nature and nature's food.